One of the things and questions our clients ask us is, how do we deal with the situation when I tell dad it's time for dinner and he tells me he already ate? And he didn't eat. He may have had lunch. He may have had breakfast, but he's saying, no, I ate already. I'm not hungry. How do we deal with that? You may have some input on this, Fiona. I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, I'm going to take this from a little bit of a different perspective. And I'm going to say that when somebody has a dementia diagnosis or an Alzheimer's diagnosis, so much gets taken away from them, right? So they're no longer, given a knife to cut the onions up. They're no longer sent to the laundry room to handle the laundry. And there's really no reason for that. So I would say, and something that we would do with my dad is like, let's involve our loved one who's living with dementia in the process. Is there any reason that our loved one can't assist with dinner? I mean, I could use a hand, somebody to cut the onions. I could use a hand with that. I tear up. But let's involve our loved one. Let's involve the person who's living with dementia with the daily activities of life. This dementia diagnosis does not mean that they don't know how to use salt and pepper. It does not mean that they have forgotten how to chop a vegetable. If we can involve people in these just activities of daily living as a family, getting that meal ready for everybody, that's going to encourage them. The meal's ready. They've seen it happen. They've participated in it. Can we not just allow them to continue these things that they have always done? And then if they've been a part of making dinner, they're going to take dinner to the table. They're going to join the family for the meal. And everybody's going to sit together as they always have and have that meal together. So often we take that away from people and there's no need for it. Let them continue to live the life that they can live. And that enriches their life also, right? So let's let them do that. And if we're talking about meals and there is somebody that is really like they cannot remember that they've had the meal, they're not hungry, you're watching them go hungry, really, I would recommend involve them in the preparation. It's going to bring them to the table. It's going to encourage them to have conversation. People stop talking to people who are living with dementia in the way that they used to. You can continue to have that conversation, continue to draw them in. And it's going to help them, it's going to help the family, and you're going to get somebody else to chop those vegetables.
That's a great answer.
What else? What do you have to suggest to help people along with that?
Yeah, I just want to first say I love what you said about involving them. If we empower our loved ones to be the people that they were, they will be. So many times we take everything away. And really, it's a disservice to that person and it affects their quality of life. If you are in that situation where maybe your dad never helped with dinner, so that would not be something that he would be involved in. So that would not be a normal part of his life.
Although I would say no time like the present.
Absolutely. But if it's that kind of, your dad's the kind of guy that sits on the couch and waits for dinner to be served, maybe it's bringing something to him on a plate where he's sitting that's like a finger food instead of a whole dinner setup. Sometimes it's overwhelming to look at an entire dinner plate. And sometimes there's a plate that has a print on it that's a little confusing and he may not understand what he's looking at. So we recommend a plate that is a solid color plate, not a white plate, a color, so that they can actually see the food on the plate. And then it's kind of like if you go to a restaurant, you go to the Cheesecake Factory, the plate is this big, right? And it's piled this high with your salad. The problem with that is that's overwhelming for someone living with dementia to look at that and imagine, I can't eat that. So, what we recommend is a smaller plate, little portions at a time, that it's not going to actually overwhelm them in the moment. Um,
Is
and go ahead.
I was just gonna say, doesn't so much of it also depend where somebody is in their journey?
Absolutely.
And you really need to recognize, where are they in their journey? And something that you might do with somebody who's been recently diagnosed or is, moderately through their journey might be very different than the way that you need to approach somebody who's nearing the end of that journey. And I think you, regardless of where somebody is, keeping them involved with the family,
Yeah.
with everything that's going on, meeting them, as we always say, meeting them where they are.
Yeah. And these are the things, because it's not cookie cutter for every family. That's why our dementia concierge team can be helpful in those moments, because what that dementia concierge will do is not only give you the tips that we're talking about, but we will talk to you about your loved one and their specific place that they are for those successes that are going to help them.
Yeah. Are they a vegetable chopper or somebody who likes to sit on the chair and wait to be served, right?
Right, right. Or, maybe they can't chop, but they can rip lettuce with gloves on, and that is still helping. So we have to just think a different um a different definition of what a success is in these moments. And you know, we it'll be more realistic when we do that. So if anything we talked about in this video touched you in a certain way, or you really relate to it, give us a call. Let us help you through these times. You are not alone.